Hey, check out this fun fact. According to exorcists, the two most effective titles of the Virgin Mary to combat against evil spirits are Our Lady of Sorrows and Virgin Most Powerful. Hey, what's up everyone? It's me, Freddy, and welcome to my brand new video. This right here is part 2. My previous video was about Our Lady of Sorrows, numbers 1 to 3, and for this video, I'm gonna talk about numbers 4 through 7. I thank y'all for supporting my past video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And also, if you're brand new to my channel, Faith, Joy, Glory, make sure to subscribe and also to hit the little bell. That way you receive notifications when I release a brand new video. Again, thank you for the support. And here we are. This is a very special week. We are entering Holy Week, and I felt motivated to talk about Our Lady of Sorrows. I forgot to mention in my past video that by tradition, the Catholic Church used to celebrate Our Lady of Sorrows and honor her, entering Holy Week on the Friday before Palm Sunday. So that's why I was motivated to talk about Our Lady of Sorrows. And the other reason why I was motivated to talk about her is that I think it's important to meditate on the sorrows of Mary and pray the chaplet of Our Lady of Sorrows, especially during these times. Right now, a lot of people are suffering around the world, and there's also a lot of anxieties and confusion in our own church. So with all of that out of the way, let's talk about the fourth sorrow of the Virgin Mary. Okay, so just a bit of a disclaimer. I'm going to be looking down my notes. I hope it's not a distraction. Sorry about that. It's just that if I follow my notes, then this video is going to be sharper and more concise. If I don't, then I'm going to stay stuck and this video will just drag on. So bear with me, please. The fourth sorrow is when Mary and Jesus meet on the way to Calvary. Mary encounters Jesus as he carries his cross. And the gift of the Holy Spirit that we can grow with this sorrow is fortitude. Fortitude has been my word of the year. And this fourth sorrow of Mary looking at Jesus as he carries his cross, man, it's just so beautiful. Jesus, he's beat down and he's barely able to pick up his heavy cross, and now him and his loving mother, they meet face to face. And this really helps me to recall the moment in my life that a friend of mine, or even the Virgin Mary herself, has helped me regain fortitude by their love, by their virtues. We should ask Our Lady for the grace to encounter Jesus in his suffering, and also to help us be vulnerable to the gaze of Jesus as he looks at us in our suffering. And there's a bigger purpose to all of this. You know, we all have a cross to carry. That's what Lent is for. And there's a bigger picture. We're walking towards Calvary with Jesus, and the Blessed Mother will strengthen us with her virtues. You should look up the virtues of Mary. They really help for meditating and loving the Blessed Mother. One of the virtues of Mary is lively faith, which means constantly seeking God's will and never settling for complacency. Another virtue of Mary is heroic patience. Definitely she has that. Angelic sweetness. When I meditate on the fourth sorrow of Mary, angelic sweetness really stands out to me. So that's just my take on that. So now let's move on to the next sorrow. The fifth sorrow. Mary stands at the foot of the cross. And the gift of the Holy Spirit for this sorrow is counsel. This is a sorrow that I'm going to read from the gospel. And it is John 19:26-27. When Jesus saw his mother there and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to her, "Woman, behold thy son," and to the disciple, "Behold thy mother." From that time on, the disciple took her into his home. The Blessed Mother, in the language of Latin, the universal language of the church, she is the Stabat Mater. Stabat Mater, which means the standing mother. Mary, as the saints say, such as St. Francis of Ligouri, suffered more than all the saints combined. And there she is, standing at the foot of the cross, and even draws closer as she watches him in the most agonizing pain for 3 hours. Even after everyone else has abandoned him and these very painful 12 hours where he's arrested, falsely accused, sentenced to death, scourged to the point of near death, then forced to have to carry a heavy cross, and now he's been nailed to the cross, and the Blessed Mother is still standing there. Jesus is calling us to be that beloved disciple. Behold thy mother. There she is with us. And one more thing I wanted to share. I opened up the video when I said about the titles of Mary that are the most powerful against evil forces, Virgin most powerful, and already the sorrows. Mary, her standing at the foot of the cross, that's where she crushes the head of the serpent. Jesus calls Mary woman, and that's because she is the woman that in God's time, she has existed this whole time, even before she was born and came into existence. Still, in God's mind, this is the woman. In Genesis 3:15, which is original sin has entered the world. Adam and Eve, they fall to the devil, and now sin has entered the world. God tells the evil serpent, I will put enmity between you and the woman. She will crush your head. It is her standing at the foot of the cross where the most humility, the most virtue and purity and love is required, and she crushes the head of the serpent. That is the moment that I think for humanity would be the easiest moment to just fail and walk away. But Mary was right there standing. So that's why Our Lady of Sorrows is very powerful against dark spirits. And now let's move on. But before we move on, I just want to give you guys a little reminder. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure to subscribe. That way you receive notifications when I release my next video, which I might do another one about Our Lady of Sorrows. And now, as we have contemplated on Sorrows number 4 and 5, we're halfway done with this video. Anything that stood out to you, go ahead and comment below. The 6th sorrow. Mary receives the body of Jesus. Mary has seen her son die on the cross, and now she holds his lifeless body in her arms. The Blessed Mother used to hold baby Jesus, carry him in her arms. She used to nurse him. She used to sing him lullabies, sing him to sleep. And now her son has died. She's watching Jesus still, looking at him, contemplating. At this moment, I do invite you guys to contemplate on your life. What does this speak to us in this 6th sorrow? We all have our own story, like I've been saying. Where in our lives have we been holding on to something that is dead, that we wish didn't end, and we're there sitting holding on to it with shock that this is over? Our Lady will help you to grow in the gift of understanding and encourage you to embrace God's love even more and be more affirmed that God is with you through Our Lady. So now, the next sorrow. The 7th sorrow. Mary watches the burial of Jesus. The tomb has closed. Our Lady's suffering continues as she remains looking at the boulder that's in between her and her beloved son. He's been laid in the tomb. The light has been turned off. Jesus is the light of the world. Yet, Mary stays in front of the tomb. This is from visions that different mystics have had, that when Mary stayed watching Jesus, even as he lay behind the boulder, that it wasn't until other people who were there mourning that they went out to her and said, "My lady, I'm sorry, but we have to go. Come with us." That's when she got up and went with them. If not, she would have been there all day. There's 2 reasons why Mary stays there, watching the tomb. 1, she's still adoring Jesus and wanting to spend time with him even after his death. And 2, she believes that there's still a light. Now, the Blessed Mother may not know the fullness of how things are going to unfold with the resurrection of Christ, but she did have the wisdom, and she did have a couple of hints of what the suffering was going to look like and what the resurrection would look like. But in this moment, of course, she's still suffering, mourning, but she still has hope. And by the way, the gift of the Holy Spirit for this sorrow is wisdom. Another reflection that I want to share before we wrap up. Remember in the first sorrow of Mary in the Prophecy of the Temple, Holy Simeon said that a sword will pierce your soul so that the thoughts of hearts will be revealed. Well, Mary, that prophecy came true at Calvary when it pierced the heart of Jesus after he died. And, it is for the sake of humanity, for redemption, that he suffered. And the Blessed Mother, it is her heart that was pierced emotionally. She's the one that felt that. Jesus suffered the worst torture in history for sure, but he was already dead when they pierced his heart. And it is the Blessed Mother who felt that sword pierce her emotionally. And the Blessed Mother, she's going to help you with the thoughts of hearts being revealed. That means, according to this exorcist that I really enjoy listening to his talks on YouTube, Father Chad Ripperger, he says that the Blessed Mother will help you to know your sins. Mary magnifies the Lord, as she even has her Magnificat that she sings in the Visitation. Her soul magnifies the Lord. What she does is that Mary points us to Jesus. That's all she wants to do. Point us to Jesus. Point us to the love from God. And the Blessed Mother wants what's best for us. She wants us to receive the sacraments. She wants us to go to confession as much as possible. If you're struggling with the sacraments, if you're struggling for whatever circumstances, and going to confession, and maybe you're not really receiving the Holy Eucharist as much as you should, praying the Rosary and doing the Chaplet of Our Lady of Sorrows is going to help you, because the Blessed Mother leads us to the sacraments. These are powerful weapons against anything that's keeping us from the sacraments, such as confession and Holy Eucharist. So there's something else that I want to share as far as my story with Our Lady of Sorrows. I've noticed something very beautiful. A couple of graces is that ever since I became more devoted to praying the Chaplet of Mary's 7 Sorrows, which I try to pray it maybe like four days a week. Ever since I've been doing that, my friendships have become more intentional. Even my friends, my friends who already were close to me, like our friendships have become even more vulnerable. Our conversations are even more, straightforward, and we share more things. Why? Well, I guess the thoughts of hearts will be revealed. And when it comes to trying to grow in the faith, trust me, going through healing, what has really helped me is contemplating on the Immaculate Heart of Mary. At Fatima, there's a theme that the Blessed Mother kept presenting about making reparations to her Immaculate Heart. As Christians, as Catholics, something that's very important that we have to do is make reparations to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Meditating on the image of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, where she's showing her heart, that has really helped me a lot when praying, asking God for forgiveness for my sins, and meditating on the sorrows of Mary and where my sins have really not only affected me but affected others. I've had experiences with the Immaculate Heart of Mary looking at the image, and I really feel, it's not like a vision or anything like that, but I do experience this more certain and more profound presence of God's love, and it really feels as if the Blessed Mother really is standing right next to me as I meditate on these sorrows and ask God for forgiveness, and how I've affected other people. Now again, it's not like I've had a vision or anything like that, no, but I have experienced the presence of Mary even more intimate. And where Mary is, that's where Jesus is. Their hearts, right? The hearts that got pierced, the hearts of Jesus and Mary, they're united. So there you have it. The Chaplet of Mary's 7 Sorrows is a powerful weapon. It's my favorite spiritual weapon for sure. Next to the Rosary, start incorporating it into your life. You're gonna go through a lot of healing, and you're gonna really experience God's love more intimate through the Blessed Mother, Virgin most powerful. So just a reminder, anything that you want to share about Our Lady of Sorrows doesn't have to be personal. Just anything, go ahead and comment. I will reply. I'm trying to build this online young adult Catholic community. Let's evangelize the faith. Let's evangelize the gifts of the Holy Spirit, which Our Lady of Sorrows helps us to obtain them even more profound. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I look forward to hanging out with you guys once again right here on my channel. I am Freddy, and I am out. Here's a trivia question. Which is my word of the year? Let's see who gets it right. If you guessed fortitude, then you win a prize. Nah, not really.